Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you all about pretty much how to pass your permit test, how to pass your road test, and all that sort of stuff. So just keep in mind I am from Pennsylvania, so if you're from Pennsylvania, this is all so on point, totally correct for Pennsylvania. So if you're from Pennsylvania, you can totally listen to all the stuff I'm going to say. But some of these things you might want to check your DMV website for just to make sure it's all the same as your state. So I apologize, this is pretty much like 2 car videos in a row, but that's pretty much it for me. There's like no other car video I can film. And you guys really wanted to see this video? Okay, so I'm just going to describe what the permit is for you. So it allows you to drive with a licensed driver that's over 21. In Pennsylvania, you have to be 16 to get your permit. Once you get your permit, you have to drive for 65 hours, and 10 of those hours have to be at night, and then 5 of those hours have to be in inclement weather. About me taking my permit. So I went on my birthday and I failed it because I studied for such a long time with all these like online tests or something. I didn't actually have the DMV booklet that you can get at the DMV. So I failed by 1. Literally by 1. It was my last one and I was like, oh gosh, and I messed it up. When you take it, you have to get 15 right, and it's out of 18 questions, so you can get 3 wrong and you'll be fine, but if you get 4 wrong and then you're done and you have to wait, and if you fail it then you can just go back the next possible day. So my birthday was on a Saturday, so then I had to wait until Tuesday to take it. Yeah, so then I passed at that time because I actually have the DMV booklet, so I highly recommend getting that. And if you're from Pennsylvania, there's an app that you can get. I don't know actually if it's for like all the states, but everyone at my school use it, and I didn't know about it when I got my permit. Everyone that uses that app pretty much passes. Before you get your permit, you have to get your physical. That's like a necessary thing. If you don't have your physical, then you cannot take your permit test. Also, you need to make sure that you brought your glasses or contacts or whatever you need to see, because before you take your permit, you have to get your eyes checked. When you take your test, don't skip every single question. If you think you know the answer, I say go for it, but if you definitely don't know the answer, then skip it. When I did, I skipped pretty much like everything. Then when I went back to it, like there are ones that I actually wanted to skip and I couldn't because you can only skip 1 time per question. Next, I really recommend that you guys get the Road Ready app because it's something that I use and it definitely helped me keep track of my driving. So pretty much Ford makes it or something, and when I got my permit, we got a booklet that told us about Road Ready. So yeah, you just hit like start new drive and then it tracks how long you're driving, how far you've driven, if it's nighttime and the weather and stuff. So then that's all you have to do. So like I drove 75 hours and I drove obviously all of the 10 hours that I needed in nighttime and the 5 hours inclement weather, which is pretty much like rain or snow and stuff. My next tip is to take driving lessons when you have your permit, because this is going to be so helpful because you won't just be driving with your parent all the time, you'll be driving with another person that you don't really know. So I had a driving instructor, he was super nice, and then pretty much what I did is I had a 6-hour lesson, so first hour and a half lesson, he pretty much just had me drive around to just see how good I was at driving. The next lesson we practiced merging on the highway, getting off the highway, and parking. So then the third lesson, that was an hour and a half, we just did parallel parking the whole entire time. So that helped me like get my parallel parking down, and I'll teach you guys how to parallel park later in this video. Then my last lesson, we actually went to the DMV that I went to, which I'll tell you in a little bit. And then we practiced and they told me all of the possible courses. So I drove on all the possible driving test courses, and that was super helpful because then I went back with my mom and we did that. So it really just helped me prepare for the test. Okay, so now onto the road test portion. So I took my road test at the Malvern DMV in Pennsylvania, and if you're going there, then this stuff all pertains to you. And if you guys have any questions specifically about the Malvern DMV, if you're going there to take your test, just let me know down below and I can try to answer them for you. So pretty much there's 3 possible courses that you can take there, and I got the kind of long one. It's not the longest one, but it was the second longest one that they have. And it required me to not even have to park. I just pulled up to the curb and he told me that I passed. And another thing is that I had the mean guy at the DMV. If you guys are going to Malvern or if you're in this area, people probably talk about this guy and you probably know who I'm talking about. But he was actually super nice to me. He was talking to me and my mom about like his family and stuff, so I don't really know. Like, I don't know. Yeah, and another thing is when I was taking my test, he rolled down all of my windows, turned my air conditioning off, okay? And this was June 12th, okay? This was a really hot day in Pennsylvania, and My windows were down, and I had my hair down because I was obviously going to get my picture taken after for my driver's license, so I had my hair down. Literally, I was driving with one hand, my hair was like this. It was pretty bad, but he still passed me, so. If you get your license, that means that you can drive by yourself or with one other passenger and an immediate family member. A tip for scheduling your road test is that you should schedule it 6 weeks in advance to when you can take it, or in that time period. So like if your test is within the next 6 weeks, I would suggest scheduling it. So pretty much you have to go on your DMV website, at least this is how it is for Pennsylvania, so I'm not sure if it's like this for your DMV, but just check the website and you'll definitely find out. So every Wednesday, PennDOT, which is what like controls the DMVs, I guess, in Pennsylvania, they upload all the new test dates and times every Wednesday at 4 in the morning. So if you're in Pennsylvania and you want to schedule your test, make sure you're at least within 6 weeks from your test. Then you just go on Wednesday at 4 a.m., just set your alarm, and then you can just schedule your test. That's how I did mine, because originally my test was going to be a month after I could take it, and I was not good with that. I was like, no. So I went on like a month ago, and I rescheduled it for July 12th, which was 3 days after I could take it, which was significantly better than the date I had before. But yeah, so just do that. And I was asked like what the test entails. So pretty much for Pennsylvania, at least the Malvern DMV, what you do is you have to pull up to this thing, and then they ask you to like turn all your turn signals on. Then they ask you to like put your windshield wiper on, put your hazard lights on, put your high beams on, and all that sort of stuff. So you need to know where like everything is in your car. Make sure you know where your defrosters are, because they may ask you where they are. So when they get in the car, you just have to make sure they have their seatbelt on, because sometimes they don't put their seatbelt on, and then if you move the car without them having their seatbelt on, they fail you. So that's a little tip for you guys. If they don't have their seatbelt on, make sure they have it on before you move the car. Then you're going to pull up to a stop sign, at least this is how it is at Malvern, and you're going to pull up to a stop sign, then you're going to stop the car completely, wait 3 seconds, then you have to look left, right, left. Then you have to make sure your turn signal is on, because you have to go up to park. You have to use your turn signal for everything. So then you go up, and then there's 2 spots to parallel park in, and then they're going to tell you go to the far one. Then you just parallel park, and I'll show you guys how to do that right now. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to parallel park. So this line right here is the curb, and then these are the cones in the front and the back. So what you're going to do is you're going to approach this, and you're going to put your right turn signal on, signifying that you're going to go into the parallel parking spot. Then you're going to come out here, and we're just going to drive a little bit in front of the spot, like that. And the closer you are to this cone, like in between there, how there's like a little bit of space, then the closer you will be to the curb. At least that's what I find happens when I parallel park. So then you're going to put your car in reverse, and this counts as one reverse. So then what you're going to do is you're going to move straight back until the wheel right here is in line with this. Then once you're in line with this cone, like right there, then you're going to just turn your wheel as hard as you can to the right. So that means your car is going to go this way. So then what you're going to do is when your car is like that far away from the curb, then you're going to turn your wheel to the left. So what I meant by this was that when the back of your car is at the line that I just drew, that's when you should turn your wheel to the left. But you want to make sure that you're not going to hit these cones. So you're probably going to be like right like this in a way. Like you're kind of going to be facing that way after you do that. So then you're just going to put your car in drive, and then you're just going to turn your wheel to the right, and that's going to make your car go straight. So then you're going to end up being like right there. That is really messy. I don't even know if you can tell what I just did there. But yeah, so you're going to be like pretty close to the curb if you do that. And yeah, so that's what you do. And then if you're going to back out of the spot, what you want to do is you just want to reverse, and you're going to go as far back as you can. Then you're going to put your left turn signal on, and then get out of the spot. So that's really all you do. It's super easy, and I don't really know if you understood any of that, so sorry if that was confusing, but let's just get back into the video. Again, I apologize, this is like so bad, I don't even know. So that's how you parallel park. Hopefully that helped you guys out. That's how I do it, and it works like every single time. It's just super easy to do after you learn it. If you still are confused about parallel parking, get driving lessons, maybe just an hour-and-a-half lesson for like maybe $50 or something, and then they can teach you how to parallel park. When you parallel park, you can't hit the cones at all, and you also can't go over the curb, but at Malvern it's a really high curb, so you don't have to worry about that. If you hit it, it's totally fine. When you parallel park, then your driver is pretty much going to tell you wherever you have to go. They're just going to say, okay, turn left, keep going straight, whatever. Then after they tell you where to go, like where to drive and stuff, they're going to say, okay, pull up to the curb, or they're going to tell you to park. I just had to pull up to the curb, which was super nice because I didn't have to park and worry about that, because at Malvern it's like really awkward parking to like turn in there. I don't really know. It's just really awkward. If you've been there, then you probably know what I'm talking about. He was like, Samantha, signal your mom to come over here, and I was like, okay. I was like, Mom, come over. He was talking to my mom, then he was like, okay, I hate to tell this to you, but you're gonna have to start paying car insurance. So that means that like I passed, and yeah. Now a few more tips about taking your test. I recommend that you go to your DMV and practice parallel parking as much as possible. I know Pennsylvania, the DMVs are closed on Sundays and Mondays, so you can go on those days and practice. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you guys have any questions specifically about like Pennsylvania tests or Malvern, if you have any other questions about like the permit test or whatever from anywhere, just let me know down below and I'll try to answer your questions as best as I can. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!